Brainstormkid, Story Level 3. Haunted House of Halloween. On a dark, spooky Halloween night, Jack and Stacy roamed around the neighborhood trick-or-treating. Jack was dressed like Blackbeard the pirate, and Stacy was dressed like a scary kraken holding a gold coin. "It's getting too dark. We should go home," Jack said. "I want to stay out longer. Look, there's a house over there," Stacy said. Down the street was a house by itself. It was very large and old. It looked like nobody was living there. But at the front of it were two smiling jack-o'-lanterns. Jack and Stacy walked up the door. They felt like pumpkins were smiling at them. "This place seemed kind of spooky," said Stacy. "Let's just knock and see what happens." Jack knocked on the door. They waited for it to open, but nothing happened. As they were almost about to leave, the door opened by itself. Creak! Inside the house, they didn't see anyone. It was lit with the candles, but shadows were everywhere, making it hard to see what was inside. "I think we can skip this house, Jack," Stacy said. "Well, the door just opened up by itself. That must mean something's in here, like maybe a ghost." Jack walked into the house, and Stacy followed him. She didn't want to be left alone outside. As they walked through the entrance, there was a huge stairwell to their right, covered in red carpet. Stacy looked up toward the stairs. Then she saw a mirror next to her. As she got close to the mirror, she saw her reflection. She smiled at herself in the mirror. The smile was there, but it wasn't her face anymore. "Jack, it's a ghost!" Stacy cried. The ghost looked like it was made out of smoke. As Jack turned to look, the smoky ghost began to float out of the mirror, coming close to them. "Run, Stacy!" Jack shouted, and together they ran up the stairs as fast as they could. Every step felt so hard to go up, and every time they looked back, the ghost was right behind them. They came to a large room. Couches and old books filled up the entire space. The room smelled very old. "I think we got away," Jack said, catching his breath from the run up the stairs. "I can see well enough, Jack. Let's find the light," Stacy said. They both started searching near the door for a light switch. Finally, they found one and turned it on. "That's not enough light. I can't see well," Jack complained. The room was now covered in a dusky light. "Jack, those are cobwebs. They are everywhere." "I think it's just too much dust, Stacy. We need to be quiet. That ghost could still be out there." Stacy felt the hair on the back of her neck stand up. She ignored it. She was just scared, she thought. Then it felt like something was brushing against her neck. Stacy looked down. "It's alive!" Jumping forward and crashing into Jack. Jack looked back behind them and felt real fear. There was a huge leg covered with black fur just near Stacy. Jack pulled her back behind him. As he looked up, he realized there was more than just a leg. It was a gigantic spider, the biggest spider they have ever seen. It was hanging from the ceiling. Jack could see more eyes than he could count looking right at him. "Be careful, Stacy!" Jack cried, walking backward slowly with Stacy behind him. He couldn't get to the door without going past the giant spider. Thump! The giant spider was on the ground, his eyes glittering in the light. The huge spider had 8 legs, and now 2 of them were coming for Jack and Stacy. The legs were slashing towards them. The teeth were huge and looked like sharp knives. Jack and Stacy were soon back up toward the corner. Slash! Slash! The spider's legs kept coming for them, but Jack and Stacy kept dodging. "What should we do, Stacy?" Jack asked, narrowly getting out of the way of Spider's giant leg.